teacher.
Okay, I'm putting your lecture on recording. Turn off your mic, all of you. Okay, so today we are.
Monster Math presents
Wait a
Addition
minute.
Below 10.
There was a very interesting story that we will watch today. Okay. Yes, the ant and this one. The ant and grasshopper.
Once upon a time, while the summer was still blooming, the animals living in the forest, the birds, and the insects were making the most of the summer. And of course, they had no trouble finding food. It was an ordinary day.
Okay, class. So we have a story about ant and a grasshopper. So this is a
Excuse
grasshopper
me, teacher.
and ants. Yes. So I'm going to play this video again.
Once upon a time, while the summer was still blooming, the animals living in the forest, the
Wait a minute.
birds,
Who has
and the
entered?
insects were making the most of the summer. And of course, they had no trouble finding food.
Okay, now the bees have no trouble. The ants trouble finding the food because there are flowers everywhere.
It was an ordinary day for the lazy grasshopper.
So for grasshopper, एक normal सा दिन था.
He was eating the roots of the herbs he had picked.
So वो क्या है? वो roots खा रहा था grass के herbs के.
He was playing the violin and singing under a tree.
Oh, what a lovely day! La la la.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning.
Violin, and I don't know the rest of
And
the
he's playing the
words to
violin.
song, but it's okay.
When he finished his ear-bleeding song, he heard a noise and listened carefully. In order to understand where and who the noise was coming from, he quickly jumped up high onto the branches of the tree. And right there, he saw from a distance an ant trail. They were marching like soldiers.
So now the ants are coming.
The ants were carrying seeds and dried fruits they had fallen off from the trees. The grasshopper jumped to the ground, and as confused as he was, he watched the trail of ants disappear.
I never seem to get these ants. They're always working.
Right?
So he's saying that मैंने कभी भी ऐसी ants नहीं देखी जो काम ना करती हूँ. He's saying मैंने हमेशा वो ants देखे हैं जो हमेशा काम करती रहती हैं. And he thinks that he's so useless और वो हमेशा काम कोई नहीं करता.
At that moment, he noticed an ant coming his way. The ant was trying to carry a seed much bigger than himself. Just as he was passing the grasshopper, the ant dropped the seed he was carrying. In fact, he needed to rest. The grasshopper stared at him with meaningless eyes.
Are you moving somewhere? Now? Don't tell me there's a big disaster approaching. Is that why you're running away? Now! Well then, may I ask what you're doing? We're carrying food to our nests. Radio, you must be expecting a lot of visitors tonight then. We're storing food for winter. Don't store food for winter? What for? And besides, why the rush?
Screen show नहीं हो रही. Students are too late today. Screen is visible for you all.
There's still a long time for winter. Have fun. Just make
Yes,
so
sir.
what do you think we'll do for winter? I'm sure we'll find something fun to do. Don't worry. All we ever think about is fun. What will we eat, I'm asking you? I'll think about that when winter starts. Now it's summer and there's plenty to eat everywhere.
The ant had enough listening to the lazy grasshopper's nonsense.
Actually, the grasshopper was very lazy, and he was telling the ant to also do nothing and stay lazy and all. But this ant didn't listen to grasshopper and started working again.
And tried to put the seed on
दोबारा
his
से उसने
back
काम करना
once
शुरू कर दिया है.
again.
Teacher,
ये इसको कह रहा है तुम छोड़ दो सारे काम क्योंकि वो खुद लेजी था. ग्रास होपर खुद लेजी है,
teacher,
बट एंट जो है वो लेजी नहीं है. ही
teacher,
स्टिल ट्राइंग. यस,
आपकी स्क्रीन शो नहीं हो रही.
स्क्रीन शो नहीं हो रही. स्क्रीन तो शो हो रही है.
टीचर नो.
आप फोन चेक करो ना अपना.
I must keep up with my friends. Will they help me to put the seat on my back? A singer and an artist like me shouldn't carry such heavy things.
After hearing such an answer from the grasshopper,
Okay, so the ant was has asked to help him. उसने ग्रास होपर से कहा कि मेरी हेल्प कर दो. मुझे ये जो ये है इसका जो फूड कलेक्ट करने वाला जो टूल है वो कह रहा है कि वो मुझे हेल्प कर दो, मेरी बैक पर रख दो. बट ग्रास होपर ने डिनाई कर दिया हेल्प करने का. कहते मैं किसी की हेल्प नहीं करता. एंड नाउ ही इज सो
the ant
सैड.
gave the grasshopper a rather interesting look and continued to try and put the seed on his back.
I
It's a
suppose I
seed,
could
everyone.
give you a little help.
The grasshopper picked up the rather small seed off the ground and placed it on the ant's back.
Now he
The
has
ant thanked
helped him.
and
उसने
continued
हेल्प कर
on his
दिया.
way.
What a use is an empty effort.
The grasshopper continued to lay under the tree. After having something small to eat, he continued to play his violin.
Oh, what a lovely day! La la la! I play and sing along with my violin, and so I couldn't make out the rest. La la la.
Right at that moment, a squirrel took his head out of the tree.
La 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 la.
Enough, enough! Please, it's enough! Don't be your thumb.
Now grasshopper is disturbing the squirrel.
The instant the grasshopper stopped his singing, he took a glance at the squirrel, grabbed his violin, and he took off.
They don't know how to appreciate an artist in this forest.
As the hot summer days continued, the ants continued on carrying food to their nests, while the grasshopper continued to eat, walk around, have fun playing his violin, and sing. Finally, the cold winter had arrived. One morning, when the ants woke up, they had a look outside from their nests and saw that everything was covered in white snow. All the little ant could think of was the other animals living in the cold, freezing and hungry. On the other hand, due to all the plants being covered with snow, the grasshopper hadn't eaten a single thing for days. He was shivering, had lost all his strength, and wasn't able to play the violin or sing. With great strength, he was trying to walk on the...
Now it's winter, everyone, and grasshopper कभी कोई काम नहीं करता था. He was so lazy. Now he's suffering from cold.
snow. Suddenly, he thought about the hot summer days.
How nice were those days? Everywhere was covered in food. I had a full stomach. I was always happy.
At that moment, he thought about the ant. He carried food to his nest all summer long. Later, he realized he didn't like this idea. He had made fun out of him during the summer. Would he help him now, he wondered? And now it was way too cold for the grasshopper to walk.
It's no time to be proud. I have to find the ant's nest and ask for help.
He headed straight to the ant's nest. He stood in front of the door and yelled.
Is anybody there? Please help.
Now he's seeking for help.
From the nest he heard a noise. The grasshopper, with his last strength, answered.
My dear friend, Ant, it's me, Grasshopper. Please take me in.
By this time, hearing all that was being said, the queen ant approached the little ant. What's going on? Who wants help?
Just a lazy grasshopper that sits around sings all day, my queen. I think he is hungry and seeks help.
Anyone who ends up at our doorstep and seeks help should not be rejected. The queen and all the other ants approached the front door of the nest and opened it. The grasshopper was there lying down on the snow because he had no strength anymore. The ants immediately picked the grasshopper up and carried him into the nest.
Now the
grasshopper
ants are going to help him.
Thanks to the warmth of their nest. They gave him water and food. Now he was feeling much better. The grasshopper thanked the queen and walked next to the little ant.
I have been very unfair to you. While you were working all summer long, I sat down and just sang. And actually, you warned me, but I did not take you seriously.
Okay, now Grasshopper is saying मैं पूरी जो था समर सीजन में पूरे समर सीजन में सिर्फ गाना गाता था, वायलिन बजाता था, गिटार बजाता था और सोता रहता था और टाइम वेस्ट करता था. बट दैट टाइम वो एंड्स को कम फन करता था, मजाक उड़ाता था कि तुम लोग काम करते रहते हो, क्यों काम करते रहते हो. एंड व्हेन विंटर्स अराइव, जब विंटर्स आ गई एंड ग्रासहॉपर के पास कोई फूड नहीं था, उसके पास कुछ नहीं था, he hadn't had any rescue system or any food or any place to live in a warmer place. So वो क्या काफ़ी सफ़र करना शुरू हो गया. और किसने हेल्प की? एंट ने. नाउ इज apologizing कि मैंने तुम लोगों का मजाक उड़ाया, but now it's important to work.
This should be a big lesson for you. We also would like to have fun all summer long, but we do have to think about food. Should we did not get a food during summer, we might have been in the same position as you.
The grasshopper stayed in their nest for a while. He was now much better and healthier. When it was time to go, the ants gave the grasshopper some food.
Excuse me, teacher. Excuse me, teacher. Screen नहीं show हो रही. Excuse me, teacher. Screen नहीं show हो रही.
Can I ask for a favor? Sure.
Teacher,
Tell me. What do you like?
अच्छा
When
teacher.
it's summer, you can take music lessons, learn to play the violin, and make all the other animals happy. Maybe.
Okay, class. So now I'm going to take your attendance.
Sorry.
Okay, class. So I will call your names and you have to say present. Grade 2 is here.
Yes.
Let me check.
Yes.
Grade 2.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to
GR branch. Say this one number.
GR branch. First, I will take attendance of GR branch. सबसे पहले मैं GR branch की attendance लूँगी.
Kashyap Noor GR branch. Kashyap
Uzaifa
Noor GR
Umar
branch.
present. Uzaifa Umar. Uzaifa Umar is present.
Teacher.
Haram from GR branch.
Kashyap Noor from GR branch.
Class, speak one by one.
Excuse me, teacher. My name is Karam Nadeem from Canal branch.
Class, Canal branch की कहना हम बात करेंगे कि GR branch के करनी चाहिए. Okay. Uzaifa Umar is present. Haram from GR branch is present. Haram from GR branch.
Haram Nadeem from Canal branch.
Zahid.
Haram Nadeem
Zishan
from
Zahid.
Canal branch.
Okay, Zishan Zahid is present.
Teacher, my name is
Zahra Saif, Kashyap Noor, Kinal branch, Ahmed Aziz, Rabia Rehman, Haram Saif,
Present. I am present. Teacher,
Fazan bin Tahir.
Teacher, I am present. Teacher.
Kashaf Noor, GR branch.
Teacher.
Fazan bin Tahir, yes.
Teacher, my name
Haram
is
Hassan,
Arabi
GR branch.
Kashyap Noor, Dia branch.
Zishan Zahid Dia Jan.
Kashaf Noor done. Huzaifa Umar.
Teacher, my name is Ramadan from GR branch. Excuse me, teacher, my name is Haram Nadeem from Canal branch.
Done. Haram. Both
Teacher,
Harams
I
are
am
done.
Tanveer Hazam. Tanveer Hazam from Canal branch.
Zishan
Tanveen,
Zahid
what's
Dia
your
Jan.
name? Tanveen
Tanveer
Haider.
Haidar Kalan branch.
Okay, next.
Zishan Zahid Dia Jan.
Safdar is also present.
Rabia Rahman from Canal branch.
Rabia Rehman done.
Teacher, exams कब होने हैं?
Teacher Zishan Zahid
Exams,
Dia
I
Jan.
don't know, but soon. I think in June, maybe. और यार ताहिर
Zishan Zahid Dia Jan.
Zishan Zahid is done. Okay, class. So time is up. I'll see you next time. And if I am unable to put your names, you can
आज वानी
text
क्लास
me
है
also. I will mark your attendance.
टीचर आज वानी क्लास है टीचर